Hello everyone, this is Joseph Lucier here for our weekly Tongren session, and it is our last session of the year. And next year will be a great year, so I look forward to working for another year and great changes and great opportunities. So if you can put in the chat your request for people that are new to this is the Tongren Distance Healing session. You put in your request and you actually get a mini session. This is Tongren Distance Healing Therapy. Also, if you would put in your changes from last time to this time, it would be great to see how you're doing. Give all the feedback you can, along with your requests, and I will begin right away. Here we go. Blood flow to the brain. And Happy New Year, 新年快乐，快要到了。Next year will be a big year, more of the Tesla testing and use. I'm using this right now. There are two Tesla canisters right here at this very moment to amplify our Tongren distance healing. And Rachel, nice to see you. Quantum healing of long COVID. So in general, there are three things for long COVID. Number one is something called foreign protein cleanse, which is combating the actual active components that are causing issues in the COVID or vaccine. The other one is in-between meal systemic enzymes to do cleanup as well. A couple more. One would actually be vein health, which is good to repair the veins. And yes, one more would be like clay to detox, the side effects of all that cleaning. Command points of the brain, command points of the brain stem. Yep, GV17. And then for our first formal request, we will do long-term COVID. That's important for everyone. And then as well as Jovan Jovic at the same time. GV17 for COVID and for Jovan Helena headaches. So that's GV20, very specific points for the headache, but very important to open the stress on the occiput area with the trapezius. And for everyone, vertebral artery and spinal artery. But let's do a shoulder workup. Head, neck, pain, and shoulders for everyone, including yours truly. But how's everybody doing? It's good to see. We see Les here. We have interesting newbie. Brachial plexus for the shoulders. Shoulder release point, specific shoulder. Linda is asking for what I recommend. Which one in particular are you looking for? Email me and I'll send you a link. Yep, that's it. That's what we can do. Yeah, for all of those for COVID, there's a very specific advanced protocol that I can send you for that. I can send you some links. I'll eventually be putting it on my website to make it easier for people, but I will definitely send you the links. My email is joe@anusarawellness.com. Let me know if you get that. Anti-inflammation for long COVID. Very specific protocol. I did a webinar on COVID as well. If you want to get more information, I can send the link to that webinar too. So for the heart, for COVID, and for the lungs, very good target. Shoulder, arms, and hand, that's the brachial plexus down in the shoulders and the hands. T1 to T8 for the back, upper back, especially as I say, T7, spleen, T5 for the heart, T3 for the lungs. T1 to T8. Fibromyalgia, hemochromatosis. Sounds like a blood issue, so we'll work on the bone marrow. GV17, BL9 for systemic connective tissues. Highly recommend silica for connective tissues, which basically builds all collagen. Unspecified in cardiac arrhythmia, I recommend breathing exercises, and T5 for the heart. So we covered all of that for you, Jovan. And continue to work with long COVID. We'll do an oxygen workup for you, Rachel, and for everyone else with any oxygen issues or long COVID. And breathe through lung disease. Any luck with the relaxator? Is that helping? So, phrenic nerve to CV17. And hello, Marie. Good to see you. Phrenic nerve, CV17, but also lung 1 and lung 2. CV17. Yes, that is my email address, correct. On Instagram there. And the Dantian areas, CV17, CV4, and grounding to liver 3 and kidney 1. Great to see everyone. We'll work with Les next. And we have some requests here from Instagram. somatic tinnitus. Tinnitus from COVID, again, more inflammation. COVID creates systemic inflammation, then it attacks and makes your body systemically weak, and then the weak points will be amplified to become more weak and vulnerable to specific conditions arising. So if someone is a cancer survivor and then they have COVID, there's a possibility that it will help cancer to come back, or if somebody is fighting cancer and they get COVID, it will amplify it. They call it turbo cancer. Don't be afraid. There's always a way to work on that. So, yep, Joe at honesthourwellness.com for sure. Somatic tinnitus. It's great to see everyone. And hello, Marie. Happy New Year to everyone. Sinya Kwaila. So blood flow to the brain command points. So we will now work for Karen for depression. We'll continue to work with breathing and immune strength. Command points of the brain stem. So tap for insomnia, high blood pressure, bronchitis, for interesting newbie, but we want to really focus on as well PSA reduction. Still in the normal range, that PSA, still very healthy. Those variants, those tests, if it was the same place, that's one question. Did you get tested in the same place as before? But yeah, we'll focus on it, take it serious. So depression, focus on fermented foods, probiotics, high fiber foods, and the microbiome, and prevent constipation. L3 for the prostate for less. T7, blood flow and nerve flow, L3. So starting in just a few weeks, we start basically our winter, or our reset and refocus, kind of New Year's resolution, restart for New Year. The colon cleanse and the detox program, we have already got a few people that are going to be signing up. Again, T11, T12, and in Tong, third eye area for depression. Cervical dystonia. Scoliosis and spinal stenosis. And grounding for less, and the insomnia as well. Interesting newbie, in Tong, Temple of Yin, the third eye, T7. TV17 for blood pressure. I always recommend for high blood pressure, beet juice. Or beet powders, fermented beets is one of the better ones. L1, L2, L3 for the lungs and bronchitis, bronchial areas, and T1 to T8 for any itis. And we will continue blood flow to the brain. And we have for Karen Sulak. And continue to work for everyone. We'll do a complete lymph tune-up, and looks like here, cervical dystonia, blood flow, nerve flow, C1 to C7, scoliosis. So we work on the muscles outside of the spine to release and allow the vertebra to straighten as is done. As it was done with mine. Spinal stenosis. Bamboo Tapping UK, Dell. Woohoo, good to see you. It is late there. You're welcome, Rachel, anytime. And for Chi, for perfect blood, that will include everyone as well. We work on the cranial sacral fluid. Yes. The Tesla device. There are two basic types of Tesla healing that are becoming more mainstream these days. One is EE system. I don't know if it's in Europe yet. The other one is Tesla biophoton generators. And I have two basically personal size right here. Usually people have 1, 2, or 3. Or if you go to an immersion session, sometimes it's 100 or 200 times this amount, as I did for an 8-hour kind of session. And I did Tongren at that time for that, from that immersion state to see, and it did seem to definitely increase the effectiveness of the Tongren. So those are the different things. And you have a respiratory problem and a cough. Welcome to planet Earth. It seems everybody's getting that, but great to see you. But yeah, email me if you want more information on that. It enhances Tongren. It increases bioavailability. Biophotons, as people may not know, every mitochondria, every DNA has biophotons, and the biophotons are an information transmission unit. It sends information, activates enzymes, protein building, regenerates and corrects and fixes DNA. So perfect blood, cranial sacral fluid, T1 for the bones, GB39 for the bones as well. Sacral 1 to 5 for the bones and the tailbone. Make sure the tailbone is free to allow for cranial sacral fluid. For spinal stenosis, that's also important for the scoliosis, spinal stenosis. Cervical dystonia, cranial sacral fluid, which is this fluid is a nourishment of the brain and the spinal cord. And for somatic tinnitus, which we will continue to work on, the vestibulocarpal nerve as well as the COVID issues, GB 7, 8, and 9. The ouch point for the ear, C3 for the ears. Tesla, originally from Croatia, he did a ton of research. Of course, he's the father of electricity, not Edison, and a ton of research for healing energy. I heard today he could use energy to light a light bulb a mile away. What does that tell you? biophotons and the luminiferous ether are these pervasive energies that are available infinitely to power different things, as it does power our own selves from the creator or whatever. But these are things that are available. And Tesla and others, including Gurwitch in the 1920s and 30s, worked with biophotons. T1 to T8. But also C1, C2 for Chi for calm mind and much abundance for Laura. Much abundance will be connecting to your true self, GV, the in Tong, third eye area. Spinal stenosis, let's activate the entire spine. There are videos of what they call spinal flossing, where you move your head and your foot and it moves and kind of cleans out the spine, but then always check for your inflammation and the calcium balancing and all those different things, because what's making that spinal vertebra, stenosis is the closing of the vertebra, so what's making that close is excess calcium, usually from an acidic diet or other conditions. So Sandra Gamble, injured left tendon, upper left arm. Blood flow, nerve flow. So that would be vertebral artery, spinal artery, and brachial plexus nerves. Upper left arm. And we always work on both sides because the other side can support the left arm by being free on the right arm. Yeah, if you're interested to learn more about the Tesla stuff, let me know, Del. Been doing a lot of research on it, and I find it as a great adjunct. I use it with all my massage therapy as well. There is at least one container of the biophoton generators while I do the session, along with the infrared mats. And let's work for your respiratory problems for everyone that has long-term COVID or any breathing, any lungs, respiratory problem, and cough. T1 to T8. Lung 1, lung 2, Chinese medicine classic points for that. Remember, cardamom's great for phlegm, elderberry, and grounding to liver 3 and kidney 1. And Rachel, we can jump on Zoom as well, touch base, get you through these times. Hello, Marie. Thanks for tapping. You're welcome. And Rose Townsley. And we'll just double check make sure everything is correct here. And here we go. Yep, perfect. So let's begin again. Blood flow to the brain. We have Rose. And let's check Instagram. Angelic Lights, hello. Health and Inflammation for Linda Jara. Yep, and my email is there if you have any specific questions. But yep, interested. Blood flow to the brain for everyone. Pancreas pain. Everybody's got shoulder issues like yours truly. I get some stretching done. I do Chinese orthopedics, and also a technique for the shoulders. Yes, the Spencer 7-stage technique will fix your shoulder. It will bring back mobility from frozen shoulder and capsulitis, which is what I'm doing now. If it's making popping sounds, see a chiropractor. It might be out of place. Chiropractor or osteopath for sure right away, Helia. And we want to have detox for smoke, mold, and chemical exposures. Best way to reduce that, of course, is clay foot soaks, clay baths, clay poultices. So Mary Ann Buffon, upper respiratory infection and tumor in upper palate. So let me know what you're doing. I have some ideas, but I'd like to know what you're doing. As first, Karen Sulak, happy to tap for you. Blood flow to the brain. Is everybody ready for the new year? Yes or no? Chemical exposures, T1 to T8, but definitely binders, clay, pectin, cilantro, sea vegetables, cleansing. So we have our colon cleanse and our clay cleanse, colon cleanse in January, detox clay program in February. And before that, it's going to be an entire exciting week each time with someone that will do a food program. That in and of itself is excellent. We're sort of partnering or collaborating with a food training center in New York City. So the 10 days before our program in January, a lot of people are going to do that to prep for our colon cleanse program, or just do that program. It's brilliant as well. Rebecca Matzel. Excuse me. Shoulder release. Helia, definitely see a chiropractor and osteopath to make sure everything's... Excuse me. Sorry. Let's work right on the ouch points. So set it right and then do mobility exercises. What happened to your shoulder? How did it become injured in the first place? Let me know about that. Pancreatic pain, so T8, T1 to T8, and especially T8 for Rose Tonsley. T1 to T8 for detox, but especially T3, T9 liver. Yep, sinus infection, C3, T1 to T8 again, chronic SIBO, add in fermented foods. SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. Alkaline diet for everyone here. That's important. It's going to help everybody here. Consistently for everyone, alkaline diet, pH adjust or alkaline baking soda first thing in the morning or lemon water. Create an alkaline environment. All of these things will not be able to flourish. T1 to T8 for inflammation, overall health for Linda. Linda, you said no to what? Upper respiratory for Mary and the phone as well. And C3, 4 for tumor in upper palate. I would do coconuts. I would do oregano oil swishing, mild dose to cleanse and purify that area. That would be a good way to work on that. Three times a day. Upper palate. Definitely swishing 3 times a day, even oregano saline solution, company called, a product called Sino Oregano. I would just be constantly, did you also say upper respiratory? Yeah, so for all of this, steam bowl with a towel tent, inhaling with lavender or oregano oil, I think in your case, it'll be the sinuses, it will get the palate, and it will get the lungs. That's for anyone with any upper respiratory infections. Inhale steam with essential oils will help a lot. Yep, if you want, we'll check in, maybe jump on Zoom one of these days. I think it's a great thing to know about. I did some experiments. If you want to join in, we're going to do a test. That reminds me, probably in February, we're going to have a test to see. We're going to have like 1 canister for the first week, second week, 2, third week, 3, fourth week. Maybe not say how many. Then the 5th week, maybe 10 or 11, and work with an associate of mine in California who's brilliant with all of this stuff. And grounding to liver 3 and kidney 1. So for bone health, Marie, definitely will work with that. I highly recommend silica, liquid silica will probably be your best option, or the Alta Silica, which is for bone building within 6 months. It can help to build bone for you, especially the bone quality, because that's the factory for bone cells. So that's also important as well. And by the way, if I'm zipping through all of these and I miss one, just remind me and I will make up for it. So we will test Les for cancer, Paula for hips and knees, and for seasonal affective, and CLL, blood flow to the brain. Command point to the brain. Happy New Year, Linda and everyone. Command point to the brain. Initialize the central nervous system, sensory cortex, motor cortex, and initialize the hypothalamus and pituitary, the endocrine system. Communications, bioelectrical communication and biochemical communication. Everything in the body is about talking to the other parts. What's that place in New York for... Oops, I already forgot. What was I referring to in New York? Oh, yeah, it is... Look up Rebecca Matsil, Matsil. carrying groceries in from the car over a week ago for food. Okay, Helia, I get it. We'll work some more on that. Command points of the brain stem. And hello, Jessica. Blood flow, nerve flow to the spine. So let's work on oxygen for the cancer of the prostate, CLL, phrenic nerve, and T6 for the diaphragm. Phrenic nerve and CV17. Excuse me. Also for the diaphragm and the lungs, and lung 1, lung 2, Chinese medicine points. So we've kind of combined two programs, 1 week of food training, and even if you don't do that, still join the colon cleanse. Excuse me. I apologize. No new plans for the new year. Has anybody made any New Year's resolutions or things like that? Of course, the favorite, the New Year's resolution is to make no New Year's resolutions. And that one's always a success. T1 to T8 anti-inflammation. Continue oxygen for cancer for the prostate. Bones and bone marrow for Marie. GB39 for the bones. Craniosacral fluid for the bones as well. And for Paula, blood flow, nerve flow. T7 blood flow, lumbosacral plexus for nerve flow. And Jessica, you want to learn Tongren? Yep. We have our next class. I think it's in the beginning, the end of January. It's called Be Your Own Healer Workshop. It's on my website, anusarawellness.com. Blood flow, nerve flow, lumbosacral plexus for hips, and then ouch point for the knees. Seasonal effectives, the microbiome, and the pineal gland for the in tongue for sensitivity to light or lack of light because of the seasonal change. And we did tap for CLL as well, but L3, prostate, T3 for the lymph, for less, and T7 the spleen for the lymph as well. So how's everybody doing? Gleeful Pal, I think I know who that is. Thank you for the great news. I checked in and I want to continue to check in. Had a successful aortic valve replacement. Please tap for strength in kidneys, type 1 diabetes. 2024 will be a crazy good year. So yeah, Marie, if you look up Rebecca Matzel, Wheatgrass, New York, you will find her. Blood flow to to the brain command points. So we always do this. You're probably wondering why we always do this. Is because when you initialize, you enhance the brain-wound connection that needs to be going, and it completes the entire circuit of healing from the brain to the target area without missing anything in between. That's why we do that. Blood flow to the brain. Brain command points, brain stem command points. Will also work for Augustina, 3 blood supplies, carotid artery, vertebral artery, and occipital artery, and the brain stem area for Augustina. And Rose, you have Ed T cancer on face. Okay, let's work on that as well. So, Gleeful Pal, we knew you got a great heart. So T5, T5, T5. So who in our audience wants to learn Tongren and wants to know about the details? For 2 things. One is our colon cleanse or a detox cleanse, as well as learning Tongren and stuff like that. So let me know. T1 to T8 for Gleeful Pal. Type 1 diabetes. T8 pancreas. L2 for the kidneys. Strengthen heart muscles. Hawthorn berry. Anemia, check your copper and your iron levels. And nice newbie. Issues for COVID, like so many, including myself, long-term COVID. Infection on lungs, psi instability, I'm not sure what that means. Oh, is that that's the name? I'm sorry, I apologize. Psi instability, uneven walking. So GV17, big time. Dave and Valerie are here. They are the superheroes of Tongren and biohealing. And they agreed to work with us for our testing. It would be great, Dell, if you want to join us, that would be great too. Maybe we can figure out a time. Because it would be great to have more continents. We had Canada, US last time, East Coast, West Coast, the UK and Europe would be great. Because in many ways we want to use these technologies also to put out coherent energies of peace for the planet. That's one of the main things. Healing is peace for the individual. Healing is peace for the planet as well. Blood flow, nerve flow, anti-infection. T3 for the lungs. Lung 1, lung 2, Chinese medicine lungs. Again, for different people, Rachel and other people. CV17, the laser on CV17 is really helpful for the lungs. So Jessica, are you asking about the online courses or the workshops? So usually there's a bundle of the point location, which is the anatomy, and then the distance healing, which is how to use those points to apply it to Tongren. if you want to be a practitioner, the point location is just where to tap, pretty basic. There's a workshop which we teach everything, the anatomy and the Tong that together. Or if you do it by course, the online would be the bundle, which is the discounted one for the anatomy and for the point location, both together to get good about the Tongren. Yeah. So I'd recommend the bundle, which is the discounted, putting them together for you. And calm person, ovarian cancer and stomach problems, SIBO. And hello, Esther. Blood flow to the brain. Let's work with Esther and calm person right now. Blood flow to the brain. Brain command points, brain stem command points, oxygen for anti-cancer. Chronic nerve. So the point location is theory, distance healing is practice. Ovarian cancer L3, blood flow, nerve flow, so T7 and T3. Let the microbiome and the stomach, T9, 10, 11, and 12. Ovarian cancer in the stomach. For a new year of peace everywhere. We will put out that message each time when we finish the session, healing energy for everyone as well as world peace. And it feels like we're in World War III in many ways. And we'll also work on SIBO. Blood flow to the brain. And SIBO. T10, 11, 12, L4, L5. And friendly character, nice to see you. Usually go to Quincy, that's a fun place. And for Esther, lumbus brachial plexus for the arms. T1 to T8 for inflammation and pain. Lumbosacral plexus for the hips and the knees. And L3 for the bladder area. And sacrum 1 to 5 for the bladder area. And if anyone is interested in any courses, just let me know. I can give more information. And grounding to liver 3 and kidney 1. Also CV4 for Esther. Masterpiece Theater partner. Yep, I had a binging weekend. Couldn't help it. Coming up to new episodes. We'll be in touch during those. That'd be great, Esther, for the Masterpiece Theater stuff. If anybody wants to see, as they say, the best television on television, I think Masterpiece Theater is it. And next, Ferris, blood flow to the brain, and then eyesight, eyes. What I'm recommending also to people for the eyes, eyesight, cataracts, is take a small amount of castor oil on the eyelid. It will clean up stuff. It will increase circulation, help lymph drainage, but put it on the outside of the eyelid, not inside, not on the eye directly, and just let that go, and it will clean up stuff like floaters and cataracts and increase circulation. I highly recommend that to everyone. But you must have really good, healthy castor oil, which would be like organic, cold pressed in a bottle, a tinted bottle, and hexane free. So it must be of the highest quality. And hello, Andrea. Welcome for joining. Is this your first? You've been here before, Andrea, I think. So. And glaucoma. Work on the eyes for Ferris. GV17. Blood flow to the eyes, facial artery, carotid artery. Constipation. Definitely recommend ozonated magnesium oxide or a tea called Smooth Move here, but it's based on senna, which you can find there, and get a dosing that you can work on each day. Nice to see you, friendly character. Number 1 to 5. Insomnia, GV17 and T7, and in-tongue area for insomnia. T11, T12, L4, L5 for constipation, and the lumbosacral plexus for the nerves for the colon. So sore throat 5 days ago, moved to sinuses and then down. Definitely a steam tent. Big bowl of steaming water with lavender or oregano or even tea tree oil. Inhale it through the nose. It will sanitize the nose, the sinuses, and the lungs. So it's really very effective. And Kathy, you are a Masterpiece Theater junkie too? Yeah, that's good stuff. Masterpiece Theater. Coming up, Scarlet, not this weekend, but next weekend, new episodes. I watched the reruns for Around the World in 80 Days and the reruns for All Things Great and Small. Couldn't help it. But it's good because they're going to start that again next week as well. So all good stuff for people that don't know Masterpiece Theater. It's basically like a movie every week with the highest quality stories, great stories. and usually happy endings, like Hallmark. Good stuff. So C3, C4 for sore throat for 5 days. Sinuses, also C3, C4. T1 to T8 for COVID. And anti-inflammation, the microbiome. T11, T12, L4, L5. So I've probably seen you there, friendly character. And fatigue. If you have any copper, take that. Help the iron and the oxygen availability. But let's work on fatigue too. Tapping for energy. So next we tap for fatigue, menopause, sore joints, and CLL. Let's do it. Blood flow to the brain. CLL, leukemia, so cranial sacral fluid, nourish the spine, CLL and heart valve, I see that. And for Drew, oxygen, anti-cancer, kidneys, L2, T5 for the heart. T1 to T8 for CLL, cranial sacral fluid. Eager local, you use Tongren, Tesla biophotons, and sacred clay. And how did that go? That's a great set of things for detoxing and cleansing and regenerating all together. Great job. T5 for the heart valve. So fatigue would be metabolism, GV20, circulation, GV17, T1 for the bones for CLL as well. And the bottom of your feet are sore. Is there a specific place on your feet? Because there are Chinese points. And it might be a Chinese point on your feet that indicates a certain organ that might need a little bit of TLC. T1 to T8, anti-inflammation, and lumbosacral plexus. T11, T12, L4, L5 for fatigue as well. Acid reflux, T9, T10. Menopause, as we did, GV20, GV22, hypothalamus, pituitary, sore joints, anti-inflammation. C5 right side for swollen C5 Jessica. And T1 to T8 for sore joints as well as anti-inflammation. T11, T12, L4, L5. So Ego Local, I'd like to know how that worked out for you. It sounds like a great routine for everyone. Tongren, Tesla biophotons. So where did you get your biophotons? Was it from our sessions or do you get your own? So we got a few more. Left mid shaft, humerus bone. Likewise for myself. So for absorption of vitamin D3, you definitely want a lot of magnesium. That will help that. Magnesium and vitamin C. So those three together can help you absorb more vitamin D, as well as good probiotics for your gut. It depends on the vitamin D type you're using. I would recommend sublingual tinctures as well. And welcome, Dorothy. Nice to see you. T1 to T8. Brachial plexus for the humerus. The funny bone, humerus, upper arm bone, and radial nerve. Same thing, brachial plexus. I would definitely put clay poultices on the areas of the muscle atrophy to bring it back as well. Vitamin B12, sublingual tinctures. They will increase the absorption. You should check if you're methyl. There are certain genes that you don't methylate properly, so you might need specifically methylated vitamins. T1 to T8 for the autoimmune condition. Both elbows, so brachial plexus, down to the ouch point of the elbows. Breathing through the nose. Sleep tape at night will help you do that. Train you to do that. C3, C4, C5. Cholesterol. Gallbladder, bile duct, liver. Balancing sugar. T8 for pancreas. Reducing all processed sugars will help a lot. And grief. T3 for the lungs. Lung 1, lung 2 for the lungs. Yep, G for gallbladder stones. Malic acid. Liver gallbladder cleanses. Things you can do. But let's work on T10, gallbladder bile duct area. Castor oil packs for everyone. Merry Christmas. But definitely castor oil packs on the liver aggressively for the gallbladder tumor and all of the cancer areas. Castor oil packs. Highly recommended for all of those. T10 gallbladder bile duct area. C3 for the eyelids. Spring and autoimmune again. T1 to T8. Nine is the lucky number. That's to change energy. So let's work also on sore throat and gargle. Blood flow to the brain, and then C3, C4. Sore throat, gargle, 8 ounces of warm water, ½ ounce teaspoon of sacred clay, 1/4 teaspoon of Himalayan salt. Is that what that is? Eager local? Okay. Gargle, warm water, sacred clay, 1/4 teaspoon of something at the end there. And you're welcome. C5 is less swollen. Just to get going, let's work on some more C5. Glad to hear it, Jessica. Great news. Tongren is in many ways an energy transmission system. It's using our consciousness to connect to open a blockage on a person from a distance. In many ways, it can be thought because intention is biophotons. Through the transmission of biophotons, which sends information to open up a blockage or to release energy, or connecting by the heart of compassion or the oneness of Buddha, we can actually open blockages in that way as well. Himalayan salt and cayenne pepper. Yep. I even heard recently cayenne pepper is good for heart valves. Tim, if you're out there, cayenne pepper, cayenne pepper. Himalayan salt and cayenne pepper. That would be a dash. Cayenne pepper can be toasty. And let's also work on person, ovarian cancer, and SIBO. Blood flow, nerve flow to the spine, L3, oxygen, C6, and the phrenic nerve, and CV17. You, Ferris, you can definitely be a surrogate. Many people do it. It works very well. Yes, there's certain herbs like Cascara sagrada, Ferris. Senna is okay long term. Cascara sagrada will loosen the tone of the colon, so you don't want to do that. But definitely Senna is okay, but definitely 6 days a week. The ozonated magnesium oxide is a better option, I think, in this situation here. Yep, Ferris, it is going from you to your mom because you are connected. We are all connected, but you are kind of channeling it to her, even more so. All creatures great and small. Yep, that's a brilliant series. Boy, is that good. Yep, that wedding scene where they get married, that was crazy good. So, and let's finish up. Let's look to the brain command points, brain stem command points. For everyone, more oxygen, C5, anti-inflammation for everyone, T1 to T8. C3 for Catherine. Anti-inflammation for everyone, T11 to 12, L4, L5. And grounding to liver 3 and kidney 1. But yes, some herbs for constipation undo the tone of the colon, and it will lose its tightness when necessary, and it will not be good. So you do some on, some off. Senna, if I remember correctly, is you can take that long term. So let's give a healing energy for world peace and for everyone here as well through the heart, CV17, the heart chakra, the heart of compassion, which can overcome hostility, violence, anger, and even war. But we need to be together. We need to have numbers. So let's keep working on it for everybody. And we have you're all sharing in the biophoton field that I've created as well. You may feel more energy from about 3 months ago when I started this about 2 months ago. Yep. Okay, thank you, everyone. See you all next year. Love to all, blessings to all. Be kind to one another. It will change the world. Be kind to yourself. You'll change yourself and also change the world. Blessings to all of you. And here we go. Thank you, Jessica. Heal, compassion, love to all. Peace, love, kindness in the new year. Hoping for peace, more peace next year. It's a challenging world. So thank you very much. Look forward to all of you. Keep going with your healing journey, your compassion for yourself and others, and keep on the journey of wisdom for yourself. Thank you very much and have a great day. See you next year.